never going to give up.
But his legs are not there.
Not much he can do. That was a headshot. Down he goes to the body. And that
Never piss off Canelo Alvarez. When El Canelo destroyed cocky rats for disrespect. Billy Joe Saunders said the most arrogant thing to Canelo Alvarez.
Taught growing up as kids, but I'm here for a reason, and there's no other reason for me to be here apart from win.
And later paid by getting his face literally broken in front of a record-breaking crowd.
and it is over. They have stopped the fight.
But it wasn't the only scumbag who made this fatal mistake. 5 world-class fighters thought they could break the Mexican warrior with their words. 5 cocky rats learned that when you mock a savage, you get savaged in the most brutal way possible. This is what happened to fighters who trash-talked Canelo Alvarez and got destroyed. Welcome to Punch Club, fellas. Here we go.
Segundo round, quebró toda la nariz, por allá quedó.
The Destroyer. From cocky champions to undefeated warriors, they all believed the hype they were selling. But here's the thing about Saul Canelo Alvarez. He doesn't just win fights, he collects receipts. With 63 wins and 39 knockouts spread across 4 weight divisions, this isn't some prospect hoping for his moment. This is a living legend who's already made history as the first undisputed super middleweight champion, cementing his legacy among boxing's immortals. And today, we're breaking down 5 brutal lessons he taught to fighters who should have kept their mouths shut. Each story is different. Each opponent brought something unique, but the ending was always the same. Canelo standing victorious while his critics ate their words. We're about to witness some seriously satisfying karma, the kind that makes you believe the universe has a sense of justice after all. Austin, no doubt Trout, the slick rat gets caught. Team Austin's deadliest weapon, perfect 26-0 record. Slick southpaw movement that confused everyone until April 20th, 2013. At the pre-fight media session, this scumbag delivered pure disrespect. I feel like I could turn him all night. Canelo is not on my level. This undefeated rat was convinced his movement would embrace Canelo in San Antonio, but when fight night arrived at the Alamo Dome, it was a master class.
Times against Miguel Cotto in his last fight. This is his 150th.
The opening bell rang, and round 1 through 3 belonged to Trout's slick game plan.
Right close, and Trout's left on it. Good point.
Circling, pivoting, making Canelo chase shadows like a pathetic amateur.
The jab. Canelo measuring him up. The jab of his own that misses.
His southpaw jab was scoring clean. His angles were working perfectly. The scumbag's confidence was growing with every landed punch. But championship fights expose everything, including predictable patterns that smart fighters can exploit. Round 4 brought the shift that changed everything.
One judge had it even. That was true. Goes to the body with the right hand. So what that? Oh, and a nice right. He doubled that right.
Every time the rat tried his fancy pivot move, Canelo was already there waiting, cutting off the cage like a shark sensing blood in the water and moving in for the kill. Those body shots started landing with brutal precision. Left hooks digging deep into ribs, right crashing into the solar plexus with devastating impact.
So scintillating action here in the 7th with Canelo Alvarez. That might be it. A strong jab.
By round 7, you could see it in Trout's eyes. The fear was real. The counter hook buckled his legs hard. The slickness was gone. His footwork became pure survival mode.
The information remaining in the fight. Predicted. We are on our way.
The hunter had become the prey in the most satisfying way. The judges delivered their judgment, all for Canelo Alvarez. The man who said Canelo wasn't on his level learned what levels really meant. Sometimes the rat thinks he's outsmarted the cat until the cat shows him what real predators do. Trout learned an expensive lesson that night. Being slick is great until someone figures out your patterns, and Canelo? He's a quick study. Next up, Billy Joe Saunders, when cockiness meets karma. Speaking of patterns, let's fast forward to May 8, 2021, where 73,126 fans packed AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, the biggest indoor boxing crowd in U.S. history. A British loudmouth who talked his way through every opponent was about to get demolished. This pathetic scumbag couldn't keep his mouth shut. I believe I'm the only one with the footwork to unlock that door in Canelo. He's gonna look lost chasing me. Pure delusion. Saunders truly believed his slick movement would make Canelo look amateur, but the Mexican shark was hunting. The opening round showed why this rat had stayed undefeated so long.
First jab from Saunders. Doesn't want to throw anything because he knows that.
His southpaw jabs were busy. His footwork was slick. He was circling, making Canelo miss, and some idiots at ringside actually thought he was winning.
Just close it down and unload it with a power shot. Canelo looking for a right uppercut. He threw
time Canelo when he moves in.
But Canelo doesn't panic. He adjusts round by round. The cage got smaller. Those body shots started accumulating. Left hooks to the ribs made the British fighter wince.
He sits back and does nothing. Canelo's able to sit down and unload it with a power shot.
The rat was slowing down. Then came round 8 and destiny. Midway through the round, Saunders ducked to avoid a right hand.
He's like a matador. Well, that's the power from Canelo.
Fatal mistake. Canelo adjusted mid-combination and threw a sweeping right uppercut that caught the scumbag flush on his right eye socket. The impact was sickening. Saunders immediately turned and stumbled to his corner, his eyes swelling grotesquely with each passing second. Between rounds, his corner examined the carnage. The eye was completely shut. Vision gone.
Him into a frenzy. He wanted to go out and get the knockout. Or feel the pain in the back of the eye. You don't know if it's a...
His trainer waved it off like the coward that he was. The undefeated record destroyed. The big mouth silenced. Medical reports later confirmed Saunders suffered multiple orbital fractures requiring surgery. Sometimes karma doesn't just win the fight, it literally breaks your face. And this rat learned you can't run from the shark forever. Daniel Miracle Man Jacobs, reality check delivered. Now, here's where things get interesting because not every fighter on the list was just talk. Daniel Jacobs, rolling into May 4, 2019 with a 35-2 record, was a legitimate threat. This wasn't some bum talking himself into a payday. Jacob was a cancer survivor who clawed his way back to championship level with size, skill, and deadly confidence. The plan made sense. Use his height advantage, keep Canelo at range. For 3 rounds, it worked.
He seems to have that sort of control, whereas in front of Jacobs, able to back him up.
That jab kept Canelo outside. Every time that shark tried to get close, Jacobs would clinch or circle away. Some observers had him ahead, but predators aren't patient.
Jacobs. Good work there from... Felt it slightly.
Round 4 brought the investment strategy. Canelo started depositing body shots like a loan shark collecting interest.
Out. This is good from Jacobs. Canelo back to...
Left hooks to the ribs, straight rights to the solar plexus. Round after round, the damage accumulated.
Just slipping and sliding. A couple of shots there. Uppercut working nicely.
By round 8, you could see it. Jacobs' hands were dropping. His breathing was labored. That confident jab had less snap. A perfectly timed left hook buckled his legs. Not enough for a knockdown, but enough to show everyone the shark had tasted blood.
What you like.
Right hand from Alvarez and has that added quality with a beautiful up to take it.
The championship rounds were brutal. Canelo's output exploded, while Jacobs' visibility wilted like a dying flower.
The left hook was classy from Canelo.
Those early body shots had broken his will, his cardio, his soul. Final bell, the decision was unanimous for the Mexican destroyer. Jacob learned what everyone eventually learns. Canelo's body work isn't just damage, it's psychological warfare that breaks you round by round until you're just surviving. Speaking of survivors, sometimes aggressive warriors make the deadliest mistakes. James Mandingo Warrior Kirkland. Aggression meets precision. 32 wins, 28 knockouts. A Houston Hurricane who thought pure aggression would overwhelm skill on May 9, 2015. Before 31,588 fans at Minute Maid Park, Kirkland snarled, "I want to be on him so close he'll smell my breath. This is going to be action until somebody goes down." Pure savagery. This rat believed his warrior heart would crush Canelo's technical game. Wrong. The opening bell rang and Kirkland came out like a rabid dog.
All over it right now as Kirkland fires away and Canelo keeps his guard up in the corner.
With zero self-preservation instinct, he immediately trapped Canelo on the ropes, throwing bombs with bad intentions and absolutely zero regard for defense.
Not from that painting Kirkland with those shots. Not from that distance there, right in the wrong distance.
For 30 seconds, it looked like the scumbag might actually deliver on his promise of violence. Then, the Mexican sharp stepped aside and threw reality straight into Kirkland's face.
And landed the big shot knowing right hand. Down goes Kirkland.
A perfectly timed right hand changed everything. Kirkland's legs wobbled like a newborn deer. Canelo followed up with a devastating combination. Left hook to the body, right uppercut to the chin, and suddenly the Mandingo Warrior was kissing the canvas. He rose at 7, but his soul had already left. Round 2 became target practice. Both fighters traded shots, but there's a difference between trading and executing. Canelo was landing surgical strikes while Kirkland was throwing desperate haymakers, hitting nothing but air. Round 3 delivered the execution. As Kirkland charged forward again like an idiot he was, Canelo feinted to the body.
Canelo working, time shortly looking.
The rat's guard drop, fatal error. A right uppercut from hell launched skyward, catching Kirkland flush on the chin. His body went stiff before crashing to the canvas. The referees didn't bother counting. This scumbag was done.
Landed some very
31,000 witnesses watched Kirkland learn. Talking about being a warrior and actually being ready for Canelo are two completely different universes. But if aggressive brawlers got destroyed, what happened when Canelo moved up in weight to hunt bigger prey? Sergey Kovalev, the giant, gets slayed. This was Canelo saying, you know what? I'm going to move up 2 weight classes and take your belt just because I can. November 2nd, 2019, MGM Grand Garden Arena. Sergey Kovalev was the reigning WBO light heavyweight champion, a 36-year-old Russian destroyer who held world titles at 175 pounds for years. He'd beaten legends, knocked out contenders, and was naturally bigger and stronger than Canelo in every measurable way. The oddmakers favored Kovalev. Boxing experts called it a dangerous gamble. At the press conference, the Crusher delivered his fatal mistake. Canelo was too small for me. I want to kick his ass because that's my job. Pure size arrogance. He believed physics would save him. The MGM Grand would teach otherwise. Round 1 through 4 belonged to the giant. His stiff jab kept the smaller Mexican at distance. His reach advantage was dominating.
Obviously, can't throw it hard or fast with
It's a guy that probably of this fight, this guy got.
I'll tell you what, I'm releasing the
world.
After 4 rounds, Kovalev was ahead on scorecards, looking comfortable, already counting his money.
We saw Floyd not change a single thing. So far, Canelo is showing that type of patience with body work.
But the shark was hunting. Every single round, those body shots kept landing. Straight rights to the solar plexus, left hooks to the ribs, nothing flashy, just systematic destruction to the midsection.
Attention to Kovalev on that, Joe. The speed of, how would you compare the speed of Canelo's showdown with Andre? Rematch.
The Russian scumbag barely noticed at first. By round 7, the consequences were showing. Kovalev's jab had less snap. His feet were getting heavy. That's the thing about Mexican bodywork. It's a slow burn that becomes an inferno. Round 11 arrived, and Kovalev still dangerous but clearly fading.
Two is pretty clear cut. Easy to see his shots.
Then Canelo feinted to the body, a move he'd been making all night. Kovalev, conditioned by 10 rounds of punishment, dropped his hands to defend.
Canelo's not giving. See the landed punches. It's about.
It was at that moment he knew he was cooked. A perfect left hook to the temple, launched like a guided missile. The crusher's legs gave out instantly.
Canelo asking the fans to wait till Kovalev gets up, doing the classy, respectful thing as he always is.
He stumbled backwards and collapsed against the ropes. Unable to defend himself, the referee jumped in at 2 minutes and 15 seconds. The fight was over and history was made. Canelo had just knocked out a feared champion by moving up 2 divisions, proving something bigger than winning. Size means nothing when skill, strategy, and timing are superior. The giant fell. The shark feasted. And another trash talker learned the hardest lesson in boxing. 5 legends, 5 confident predictions, 5 devastating reality checks. Austin Trout said Canelo wasn't at his level and got schooled for 12 rounds. Billy Joe Saunders guaranteed his footwork would unlock Canelo and got his face broken. Daniel Jacobs believed he was the best middleweight and got systematically destroyed. James Kirkland promised action and got knocked out cold in 3 rounds. Sergey Kovalev thought size would save him and got crushed by a smaller man. Every single one of these scumbags learned the same fatal lesson. In boxing, precision beats power. Timing beats toughness, and Mexican bodywork beats loud mouths. Canelo Alvarez didn't just win fights, he destroyed confidence, shattered dreams, and ended eras with surgical precision. That's what happens when cocky rats disrespect him. This is Punch Club, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.